Hi, I'm wellness coach Rebecca Danae Cortes. I'm a national board certified health and wellness coach, and I want to answer the question, what is coaching? I get this question a lot from clients and from people just kind of checking out my business, and I wanted to give a bit more information about what coaching is to me. So I know we've all heard of people that are life coaches, and that means different things to different people. We've heard of executive coaches, sport coaches, all sorts of different types of coaches. So when I say coach, I'm talking about the coach that's trained and certified in a specific way, doing work to facilitate new insights being evoked from the client. So we say that the client is the expert, the coach is not the expert in these sessions. And so that looks like asking well-designed questions that are based on proven science and the style of motivational interviewing, for example, that help the client to understand themselves better and help the client to see things in a new way, taking down things like limiting beliefs, things that we think about ourselves and we go throughout our lives believing but aren't necessarily true and aren't actually helpful to pursuing our goals. So when I say coaching, I mean that I'm trained and certified to sit with a client, listen well, understand a little bit about who they are, but not pretend that I know best. Instead, to facilitate the process of sort of an unfolding of that client's understanding of themselves and the goals that they want to pursue and how to go about pursuing them. Sometimes I've worked with clients who have come to me for specific health concerns like weight loss. It's a very common goal and for good reason, especially here in the United States of America. However, a lot of those clients come and then find out from uncovering these deeper insights that there are many things contributing to their struggle with weight management, many things other than not being disciplined enough, many things aside from being lazy, many things that are so deeply rooted, maybe they haven't been looked at before. So if you're someone who has struggled with weight coming on and off over years, and diets and doctors and medications haven't really served you, coaching is a really good place to explore that a little bit further and try to understand what brings you to the point of making the decision or not making a decision, but the way that you engage with food and what brings you to that point and maybe where it's coming from, but also what you can do about it. I want to clarify, coaching is not therapy. I have had clients say that they get more out of coaching than therapy, and that varies from person to person. I personally believe in therapy. I actually think it's really exciting when I get to work with a client as a coach who is also working with a therapist that they know and trust and have a foundational relationship with. We do a lot of good work in that way. The therapist will look at not only the past and what has happened and how that's affected a person. A therapist will also potentially diagnose a specific concern where medication can be a really big help. A therapist is an expert. They have vast knowledge on how the human mind works, how the emotions work. And that's super, super valuable to treatment and understanding where a person is coming from and what they need to do well. With coaching, we can learn from what you're processing with your therapist, for example, and then use that information with you telling me, I've been diagnosed with this and that means this to me. And I'm listening, and then I ask a really well-posed question that might provoke additional insight that brings you to a new place of understanding and clarity. My focus is not to unpack the past, but to stay with you in the present, understanding where you are now and where you want to go. Then we go there together. I walk alongside you to move with you towards your goals while I leave the work of analyzing and prescribing and diagnosing to the therapist. Another major distinction I want to make is that coaching is not consulting. Sometimes we coaches are also consultative. I do consulting work as well. But when I'm in a coaching frame of mind, I'm actually here to listen and provoke insights, get more information from the client than I am providing information to the client. Occasionally we might brainstorm together. I might make a recommendation, usually saved for the end of the session after we've done all of the exploration and drawing out the insights that you already have. But consulting is a very separate thing. As a consultant, I am somewhat of an expert. I do make recommendations. I do look at your situation and say, here's what I think you should do. But as a coach, it's not about that. It's absolutely about you being the expert, you having everything that you need, all the brilliance, all the wisdom, all the knowledge to uncover what you want and also uncover what's getting in the way. And I'm here to help you do that. I had a client who came to me to work on finishing his dissertation, and it had been dragging on for some time, some months, some years, I guess. And it was really interesting to work with him and see how his whole mindset changed about how to approach this major project. And he became much more effective in his work, but not necessarily faster. He didn't finish the project instantaneously, but he was able to understand what was making it so difficult to feel like he was making progress and seeing an end in sight. And that was a really beautiful process. Now, he came to me on the recommendation of someone else who understood that what I do, it varies. And I call myself a health and wellness coach, or primarily wellness coach, but this client came to think of me as his productivity coach. And that's fine with me because a lot of our wellness is wrapped up in how we manage our time, how productive we feel, how productive we actually are, what we do produce, and how well we produce it. And if that's what wellness looks like for you, I'm really excited about that. Personally, time management thrills me. Productivity thrills me. Nutrition and weight management, all of that is so exciting, but not because I am an expert on each individual field or because I focused in on that for my business, but because I see how all of those things connect to the wellness of the whole person. And I'm really excited about helping to create more fulfilling lives and showing people that they have just what they need to craft the life they want to live. Another client of mine lives with bipolar disorder, and it's been an interesting challenge for her to navigate certain goals in her life with this diagnosis, with the treatment that comes along with it. But in our work together, we've been able to identify some things that can be consistent in her life and in the way she approaches her calendar, her time management, even when her mind is doing different things at different times throughout the month, for example. But she's found such success in understanding not only who she is now, but who she wants to be down the road. And she's seen that she is making progress towards that, even though at times it can feel like it's one step forward and two steps back. So coaching sometimes is really complementary to the work that you're already doing, like I've mentioned before in therapy, because we're able to walk alongside one another for the long term and really see the progress that's being made, kind of compare the person that you were to the person you're becoming, or really more truthfully, it's not that you're becoming another person in most cases, it's that the real you is sort of blossoming, unfolding, showing up more every day. So whatever your challenge, and whether it's mental health related or very physical or having to do with time management more than a health concern, I really hope that you'll consider working with a coach, a board certified coach in particular, and that if you have any questions for me, that you'll reach out. If you leave your questions in the comments, I'll answer them in an upcoming Q&A, and I look forward to getting to know you if you give me that opportunity. You can find me online at RebeccaDanaeCortes.com and on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at the handle Rebecca Danae Cortes. You can always send me an email too, RebeccaDanaeCortes@gmail.com. Hope to talk to you soon.